I'm Kevin McQuiston, and welcome to another edition of the Cab Chronicles, Part 7. I wanted to talk a little bit about the music business and what I've been doing lately, and maybe some changes that I'm going to make to the way I operate. There's only two kinds of gigs at this level of the food industry, in the trenches, as it were, and that is original gigs or cover gigs. Original gigs are coffee houses and bookstores and skanky rock clubs, and you're playing original music. I write my own music. If you do a cover, you really can only do maybe one or two at the most covers per set, and they have to be kind of done in a unique way that makes them your own, and that's an original gig. A cover gig is where you're playing usually at a restaurant or a bar, and you're playing other people's music, and it might be as a solo or a duo or with a band. There's a big difference in the pay scale. Original music venues, pay you based on the number of people that come through the door to see you, after the house takes a percentage. So say a place like the North Star Bar, where it'll be you and your band and maybe three other bands that night, at $5 a head through the door. The house takes the first $200, and then the four bands split everything else after that. Usually on a fairly equal percentage basis. Sometimes the headliner will get a higher percentage, say 30%, and everybody else will get 20%. But it's based on the number of asses and seats, they say. Cover gigs, you get paid a fixed amount, typically no matter who comes through the door. Cover gig for a solo artist will be $150 for maybe 3 sets. With a band, it can be anywhere from $350 to $1,000. If you're a band with a big following, a cover like a little power punk pop band, playing whatever on the radio on a Friday night at a college bar, you can make a good deal of money doing that, and that's cool. If you want to play other people's music, it's great. You can actually make a living doing it, and you won't really ever get above the local or regional level because you don't really get a chance to play any of your songs. It's not that kind of gig, but you can do it. And I've been starving in the trenches playing original shows, and I've been thinking more and more about maybe sucking it up and doing some cover shows. I get offered them from time to time. I'll play at Johnny Manana's, which is kind of like my home bar, this Mexican joint down in East Falls. Great margaritas, great food. Every girl that works there is a supermodel. And it's nice. They'll pay me $150 for 2 or 3 sets, and they'll keep me all liquored up and feed me, and it's across the street from where I live, so it's fun. But usually by halfway through the second song, I remember it's a cover gig, and I'm just the background music, and nobody really pays attention, and there's not a whole lot of crowd response, and there's definitely no crowd interaction. But that's, they pay you, and they feed you, and they give you booze, and it works out okay. I'm lucky in that my band is made up of amazing players. Darnell Hillary on drums, and Kirk Abernathy on keyboard and guitar, and Ron Telfor on bass. And these guys can play anything. Anything. But really can play anything from the 60s, 70s, 80s of soul music. Ohio Players, Brothers Johnson, Earth, Wind and Fire, Average White Band, anything that you would hear like on the dance floor, they can play inside and out without even thinking twice about it. And I've been thinking maybe we should line up some cover gigs, because they play enough for me for free, or less than free, and they play some really great paying gigs with other people. So I keep thinking maybe I had to suck it up, and play a few more cover gigs. I'm playing at a retirement community in Bryn Mawr, I think in about a week. In the middle of the day, $150 for 1 hour of playing for old people. And I'll play some acoustic songs, and I'll play a couple Christmas carols, and a few ballads, and I'll fill it out. And for an hour, I'll entertain some old folks, and they'll give me money, and it'll be good. And I keep thinking, well, that's not bad. Maybe I ought to book a few more shows like that. But it's hard. I like playing my own music. I like the idea that at some point in time, people are going to figure out what a handful of people know, and that is I'm okay at it. So I'm thinking about change today, and change is the only constant in the universe. And I'm going to get my awesome booking agent, Kat, who does a great job of booking original shows for me. It's getting people in the door that's my responsibility and I have to work really hard at. But she gets me into good venues and gets me good gigs, so I may expand into doing a few more cover gigs and stuff. It was a rough week in the cab. I didn't make any money at all, really, and that gets me thinking about change with the cab company too. But that's another discussion. So that's my segment of the Cab Chronicles Part 7 today. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, you can always download my music at kevinmcquiston.com. If you pick Karmic Currency as a payment option, you actually can get the download in exchange for an act of kindness. So do something nice and get a song. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks for Laugh and Flow.